Now I hope all of you guys are having a great day so far. We have a lot of news to discuss about the fourth stimulus payment and the $200 increase in your Social Security benefits. And of course, but the big question is, will President Biden send out a fourth stimulus payment before the end of the year? Tell me your thoughts on President Biden in the comments below. Do you believe that he will pass a fourth stimulus bill? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no.
Didn't propose a freeze. Look, we're talking about is the time. You mean when we went together and decided?
Yeah, you talked about it in the context of balancing the budget.
No,
so is that something that voters should be?
It was in the context of we saved Social Security during the Reagan administration was about to go under, and everyone from Teddy Kennedy on voted for that, to save Social Security.
He hadn't even been consistent on Social Security, but here's the deal. I laid out clearly what my plan for Social Security is. I'm going to increase Social Security benefits. I'm going to raise taxes for people making over $400,000 so they pay the same tax on every dollar you pay at your salary, or at $100,000 or $50,000 or $40,000. That will in fact allow us to get those folks who are outliving their Social Security in terms of benefits.
But first, everybody, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. On this channel, I do my best in providing you guys with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check news. I want to see every member of my community receive the much needed stimulus money. So it really means a lot to me if you guys can subscribe to my channel.
There's no expense, no effort to keep Americans safe and respond to crises when they arise, and they certainly will. Now it's time to get ready for the busiest time of the year.
So everybody, a new Data for Progress poll that was just released, 57% of voters are in favor of Congress passing more stimulus checks for Americans. Over 2/3 of Democrats and half of independents would like to see this passage of stimulus focus on jobs, childcare, and eldercare, as well as infrastructure. Data for Progress also found that support for these measures was most common among younger voters. So many Democratic lawmakers in Washington have taken note of this and are now moving to pass two major pieces of legislation. And folks, this is the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan, which could include a fourth direct payment. But the widespread support for another stimulus bill has not seemed to shift the Republican position. Many Republicans, including Mitch McConnell, claim that sending out another fourth stimulus payment is going to stop Americans from going back to work. Now, the American Rescue Plan enjoyed high levels of public support, around 75% in fact, but did not even receive a single Republican vote. Democrats are eager to negotiate with Republicans to reach a bipartisan compromise, and some within the caucus believe that talks with Republicans should continue as long as they don't waste time by negotiating with people who may not have any investment in getting those items passed. Actually, everybody, 7 members of the House and Ways Committee recently wrote a letter to President Biden urging him to include a fourth stimulus check in the American Families Plan. The letter highlighted that direct payments and enhanced unemployment insurance, in particular, have served as lifelines to families and workers that have had their lives upended by the crisis. The lawmakers cited studies that show that the $400 checks sent in March will keep 11 million people out of poverty this year, and that a fourth and fifth check will increase those numbers to more than 20 million. During the first year of the crisis, folks, both parties compromised to pass 2 stimulus bills. It is clear that more stimulus relief payments should be sent out to the American people, especially with over 20 Republican governors ending the payment of additional unemployment benefits to unemployed Americans in June and July. Most governors who have made the decision to end the crisis believe that the payments are encouraging people to stay at home. States like Arizona will be ending the additional payments by allocating funds to assist working parents by providing 3 months of childcare if they re-enter the workforce. This approach helps workers overcome the barriers that are preventing them from returning to their workforce. And some economists and policymakers are concerned with the plans of other states that will end at $300 a week topper, in addition to state benefits, without providing any safety net for unemployed workers, especially those with children. And everybody, President Biden has said that one of his top priorities is Social Security reform. Millions of Americans count on Social Security benefits to provide income when they are retired or disabled. Unfortunately, the program's funds have been running low, and the latest official estimate from the Social Security Administration shows that just 79% of promised benefits will be payable in 2035 due to depletion of its trust funds, and that estimate does not factor in the effects of the crisis, which experts say could move that date up even sooner. Now, Biden proposes changing the measurement of the annual cost of living increases to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which could more closely track the expenses that retirees face. Under his plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level. And people who have received benefits for the last 20 years would get a 5% bump. Do you believe that this plan for Social Security, everybody, is a good idea? Tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. Well, that is all the news in this video, everybody, and if you guys found this video useful and helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and give this video a like.
Security for the elderly and disabled vets. I disagree. In fact, not only should we not cut benefits, we should expand them. My plan for Social Security increases benefits and cost of living adjustments and raises minimum payments for low-income seniors.
Our lawyers and folks that have been in legal professions, academia, professors, etc., I believe that they should also be eligible to have their student loan debt canceled. And so I think that that's something that's extraordinarily important. I don't believe anybody should be having $300,000, $200,000
on senior poverty. And when it was developed, 50% of seniors lived in poverty. Today, poverty among seniors is too high, but that number is 10%. Social Security has done exactly what it was designed to do.
In order for us to really pass major legislation, immigration reform, voting rights, etc., we need to abolish the filibuster. Now, the reason the filibuster is a relic of Jim Crow is because this absence, this use of the filibuster in this loophole kind of went completely unnoticed. No one really did it until people started to challenge Jim Crow laws on the federal level. And from there, the filibuster and this loophole became the favored ideal of segregationists, or rather the favored tool of segregationists to block civil rights legislation from passing and being signed into law. And so what can we do about the filibuster? We need to get every single Democrat on the record in the Senate on their position on the filibuster. There is a shockingly large amount that will not commit to their stance on the filibuster. And we have to make sure that we're lobbying not just Republicans. They're kind of a lost cause in some ways, some of them especially, but Democrats, because a lot of this issue are Democrats that have this like romanticized idea of what the filibuster is, what its importance is, etc. I mean, there are literally members of the Senate, hello, state of Arizona. There are senators from Arizona who issue ridiculous statements talking about like the completely false, advancing very false notions